Okay, these are my thoughts of the upcoming fight between Stevie Cunningham and Antonio Tarver. I haven't managed to see the pre-fight talk between Cunningham and Tarver. I can only assume that Tarver has been pretty hilarious in his pre-fight antics. He usually is, and if you ever want somebody to sell a fight, Antonio Tarver can sell a fight. Tarver, tricky southpaw from the light heavyweight division, is moving himself up to the heavyweight division, and he had his last win was against Jonathan Banks, the part-time boxer, um, full-time trainer to Vladimir Klitschko. But that doesn't tell us very much about Antonio Tarver. Um, is he a bona fide heavyweight? I don't know. Um, he's 41 now or 42. I know he's trying to go on this run, um, much like George Foreman, but I think Foreman and Tarver are two different situations altogether. And I don't know if just Tarver's eating his way up to the heavyweight division, or he actually is a heavyweight material. On the other side, you've got Cunningham, the cruiserweight former world champion, who's moved up to heavyweight, fights against Adamic, which I believe he won, and then he's been jobbed against Adamic, then fought Tyson Fury in a tough fight where he put Fury down. Since then, Cunningham has gone on and put on some good performances and won some good fights. The fight against Mansour, who I thought he would lose to Mansour, he got off the deck twice against Mansour to even drop Mansour, and that I thought was a pretty impressive fight. And against, I can't remember who fought the last time, Arthur Spilka, a fight that I'm sure that a lot of you would agree that Cunningham won. He didn't get the decision on. Now, I'm starting to get the impression about Steve Cunningham that he is the whipping boy for Al Heyman. And, you know, we all know about Steve's personal life with his daughter, and glad to see that she's making great progress, and his wife, his family life, and he's a very good family man. That story is always told about Steve Cunningham, because Steve Cunningham himself, no disrespect to Cunningham, is a good, hard-working fighter, talented, but has not much of a personality and can't really sell a fight. Personality, he's not really one of these guys that sells a fight for you, whereas Tarver does. And in this industry, I believe that if you can sell a fight because you're marketable, then you're more likely to win a fight on the judge's scorecard. And I just think, for me, that Steve Cunningham has done more as a heavyweight. Recent performances, he's boxed very well. Under Nazim Richardson, I thought that, Cunningham's career was over when he lost to Fury, but he's bounced back. And what a way he's bounced back. He's fought in some good fights, and he's had some good wins in the heavyweight division. He takes a good shot as a heavyweight. He took some of the biggest bombs from Mansour, who's knocking out guys much bigger and bigger heavyweights than Cunningham out. So, Cunningham's done well, and I tip him to be the favourite in this fight against Tarver. Having said that, much like the Lamont Peterson fight with Danny Garcia, if this fight goes to the scorecards, I believe they'll give it to Tarver because Tarver's more marketable. Tarver's going to sell you a fight. Tarver's going to shout to the houses that he can beat Vladimir Klitschko. Is it a market? Can it happen? Well, Tarver shoots his mouth as much as Shannon Briggs does. But Tarver's prepared to get in the ring and fight. So if he gets past Stevie Cunningham, which is no easy feat, if he does it, if he knocks Cunningham out, that's even a better performance. I'm not convinced of Tarver as a heavyweight, 41, 40 years old. I think Nazim Richardson will get Cunningham to lean on Tarver, get inside, work him, and really put pressure on him and work him and get body shots in early to try and slow Tarver down in the second half of the fight, where I think Cunningham's going to come on and really outwork Tarver. If I were Cunningham, I'd be looking to knock Tarver out in this fight or stop Tarver, because there's no way that you want Tarver to get to points. And if you know he's gonna have to beat Tarver from round 1 to round 12 in this fight. He's gonna have to beat him from round 1 to round 12. If the fight goes to decision, it goes to points, they'll give it to Tarver. Just marketability wise, because yes, Steve Cunningham wins a fight, but as I said, he lacks zero personality, and I don't think that should be a problem when it comes into marketing who the better fighter is. But if you're looking for a personality contest, then it's the undisputed champion here is Tarver. If you put the two guys in the ring together, so I want Cunningham to win the fight. I think Cunningham's I want him to win the fight. It'd be good for him to win the fight. Don't get me wrong. So I've got nothing against Tarver, but I think knocking out Jonathan Banks, who had more interest in being the trainer of Vladimir Klitschko, is not as impressive as the fights that Cunningham's had as a heavyweight. So I think Cunningham, as a heavyweight, wins this fight, and quite convincingly. Tarver, I don't know how much desire he has to be heavyweight champion of the world. I know he talks about it, but Tarver does a lot of talking, and there are fights where Tarver's done a lot of this, and when it comes down to it, let's go back to the Bernard Hopkins fight. Did a lot of talking beforehand, a lot of hot air before the fight, and when it came down to it, didn't really. In fact, the only fight I've seen Tarver really fired up for and really gave it all this and actually backed out for me was when Tarver fought Roy Jones. That fight in particular, he was boom, 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 and he delivered. Against Hopkins, he opened his mouth and Hopkins put it on him. I know he may say he lost weight because he was at the Rocky thing and all the rest of it. I was playing, I think it was Mason in Rocky, but anyway, I'm going Cunningham for this fight. But if the fight goes to points, again, like Garcia Peterson, I said Peterson will box Garcia, but I expected Peterson to lose on points to Garcia. I can see a similar thing happening here with Cunningham. I believe Cunningham is the whipping boy for Al Heyman. Whereas Cunningham may get paid well, I don't know what the vision is for Al Heyman for Steve Cunningham. This fight's going to tell us a little bit more. Cunningham's got to win this fight by points, by knockout. Tarver can win this fight by points. Let me know what you guys think. Have I got a point about Tarver potentially being the whipping boy for Al Heyman and the fighters he's matched against? Or is there something more to it than that? Take care. I'm out. Don't forget to rate and subscribe and leave your comments. I'm out.